there's nothing wrong with debt. You can't be scared of it. You just have to know how it works.
So why don't we talk about financial literacy like high school? Is it to set people back and to separate the haves and the have-nots, the people that have parents that were informed versus people that have parents that are not informed? I mean, why is this something that we just don't talk about? Because everyone I speak to like recognizes that this needs to happen, but it hasn't changed. And since I can remember, and now in college athletics, for example, there's the name, image, and likeness, which is completely changed. So college athletes can now capitalize on their personal brand. And you've got people that are going to be getting paid. I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Rightfully
and
so.
it's not because they're an athlete. It's because, they know how to use social media and they have a huge following. Like there's a gymnast at LSU. Her name's Livy Dunn. She's 18 years old. She's got like 4 million TikTok followers, several 100,000 Instagram followers. Like she's probably going to be the first $1 million college athlete.
Yeah.
And granted, she comes from, a privileged situation. And so she probably is going to have the right people in her ear, telling her what to do with investments and how to save things. And we see this all the time with, someone like Rob Gronkowski, who only lives off of like endorsement money and puts his, NFL contract in the bank or in the stock market and just lets it grow. But in sports, we see 70% of athletes go broke within 5 years of retirement. And so now we're going to have this issue with college athletes and getting into a windfall of money. Some of them come from extremely poor backgrounds. They weren't taught how to deal with finances and stuff like that in high school or even college. So I see this as not only a problem in college athletics, but for, Gen Z in general. Like even our generation, like we didn't learn about this stuff in college. I mean, at least I didn't. I didn't learn about it in high school either, and I took all AP classes. So.
Yeah, let's add it to the list of things that we wish we would have known or wish that we would have learned.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer. I think there could be something to that they don't, I hate saying that, they don't want us to know that, but who's they, right? I think it's something that necessarily wasn't considered and it needs to be revisited because, we had an episode on education.
Yeah.
And we talked about how useless some of that stuff is. And there's other stuff that is much more useful, but it doesn't evolve fast enough to kind of keep up. Even the stuff that our parents teach us, it isn't necessarily relevant to the present, right? They have those past 100%. Experiences, and those a different world then. And just like with my son, like the world that I grew up in is going to be different than the world he's growing up in. And I need to be cognizant of that. I need to be aware of that. We have an episode about self-awareness that all goes into it as well, not having such hubris to think that I have all the answers, but to understand that there's a way to make it better. It goes
into continual learning.
Absolutely. But that's still some stuff that you should learn. You should know like how money works, that I shouldn't leave it. I shouldn't necessarily leave it in a savings account. I shouldn't leave it under the mattress.